Hey, guys! No, there's no intro. There's no intro today. There's no intro at all, guys. This is an emergency. This is basically an emergency podcast. Like I was going to do a podcast anyway, but guys, this is where do we start? Where do we actually start in this game? Bayern Munich 8, Barcelona 2, in what is probably the worst European defeat in Champions League history, and I would argue in top football history. I think this person surpasses even the Brazil versus Germany semi-final, because at least, to be fair to the Brazilians, Neymar wasn't playing.
Yeah.
Okay, but Messi's playing on this team.
Yeah.
And before I'm going to get LB, I'm joined by LB and Tom and KSI on the form. I want. This is a mini rant here, guys. This is a mini rant here, guys. For everyone that's not hearing, this is a mini rant, and it's simple. This, whatever anyone says, right? Whatever anyone says, this for me is why Cristiano Ronaldo, and yet you can say it's fanboyish, you can say it's what, but this means why Cristiano Ronaldo, for me, will always be the GOAT over Lionel Messi. It is not because Lionel Messi is not talented, but for me, it's the other. Football is not just about talent. It's not just about skill. It's about moments. It's about leadership. It's about decisiveness. There is only so much that talent can carry. If you don't utilize the other attributes with football, you can never reach certain heights. You compare. Yes, I get it that Lyon beat Juventus. I get it. But Cristiano Ronaldo in that game showed leadership. And in last season, Juventus didn't win, but what happened? Ronaldo scored a hat-trick, right? Remember that, guys?
Yep.
You showed leadership, and yes, they lost. Yes, the team didn't win. Yes, I get that. But the reality is that even those games, he showed leadership. He kept on fighting. That's what a leader does. That's what a captain does. Okay? Messi in this game, as soon, for me, to be honest, as the third goal go in, Messi dropped his head. Okay, I don't know whether it's a psychology. Maybe it's psychology. Maybe it's because of what happened, because 4-0 last season, 3-0 against Roma, Paris, whatever. Maybe it's psychology. I don't know. Yeah. But after oops, sorry. Okay, after the three goals that Bayern scored, Messi dropped his head. Messi completely and totally dropped his head. And to be honest, potentially four of the goals that Bayern scored in the second half were because he either gave away the ball or couldn't be bothered to track back and help out his defenders. That is not what a leader does. A leader has to still motivate and inspire the team. I'm not going to get the guys in a second, but I just want to rant off first because I'm just so angry right now.
No problem, man.
The reality here is that you are the captain of Barcelona Football Club. Okay, you are the captain of Barcelona Football Club. Okay, True Red says, please refrain from mocking the GOAT. You should know, mate. I'm not mocking Messi. I'm saying you are the captain of Barcelona. And come on the channel. I posted your link, you Red fan. I want you to come on the stream. You should have the link. Come on. But the reality is that you are the captain of Barcelona Football Club, right? There are young players. There's fatties. There's Semedos. There's players they're looking up to. They're looking up to their captain and like, we need someone to come on and inspire and help. Yes, Barcelona were 4-1 down, I think, but it's like, it's still like, it's still possible, right? It's still possible. We can still do this. Remember the miracle of the Nou Camp. We can still do this. We can still do something. No, you just didn't do anything. You went into your own ball. You didn't want the ball, and you basically contributed to another 3 or 4 goals being conceded by this dominant Bayern Munich side. That's not good enough. We can blame Setien, and Setien's probably going to get sacked at the end of this whole debacle. We can blame the Barcelona board. I can get that. They've been trapped as well. I can get that as well. But the reality is, did Chelsea concede 8 against Bayern Munich? Did Spurs in a group stage concede 8 against Bayern Munich? They were close, but they didn't. Did Inter concede 8 against Bayern Munich in one game? Did anyone even in the Bundesliga concede 8 against Bayern Munich? They didn't. So you cannot tell me that all those teams that I've just mentioned have far superior squads to this Barcelona squad. At the end of the day, for 90 minutes, you've got to be professional. And this Barcelona, for the last half an hour, probably even 40 minutes, this Barcelona side were far from professional. And Lionel Messi was the chief of unprofessionalism in this game. The absolute chief of unprofessionalism. Okay? I don't want anyone to tell me, like, maybe it'll change. I don't know. But based on that performance, I'm sorry. Okay? But this GOAT thing, no, I'm sorry. Because there's ways to lose. Even if it is 8, you go down fighting. This Barcelona team gave up after 60 minutes and could not be bothered. And that is totally these players don't deserve to play for Barcelona Football Club anymore. And I'm including in that category as well. I'm including him in that category. Barcelona needs to be reviewed, inducted, more so than probably even the Liga, given the fact that none of the Liga teams are in, but at least I'm annoyed at Atletico Madrid yesterday, but that was arguably because of Simeone's tactics, not because I think Atletico Madrid couldn't play ball and weren't trying. Real Madrid, let's be honest, it was Varane being stupid, but they tried. There was they tried. Barcelona did not try. I'm gonna get to everyone's comments. Sorry. I just need to rant off here because this has been in me for a while. I needed to just rant. I really, really needed to rant here, guys, because this has just been the worst performance from a Barcelona side and arguably any footballing side this season and possibly in recent history. It was bad. It was so bad. And I just don't know how they recover from this at all. They obviously succeeded in La Liga. They got knocked out of the Copa del Rey. And now they've been absolutely totally humiliated by the Barcelona side. None of these players are fit to wear the Barcelona kit, with the exception of possibly Fati, who tried to do things when he came on, and Coutinho, who ironically was playing for the opposite team. None of those players that are playing deserve to get rid of Busquets, get rid of Jordi Alba, get rid of Roberto, get rid of Piqué, get rid of Abidal. And Messi, to be honest, mate, you need gone as well. Okay, you do, because I get you're the most talented player. I get you are, but sometimes you got to take leadership here, and you just haven't. You just haven't at all. Okay, that's my rant over, guys. I know that's 8 minutes in. I'm just ranting, but it's not. It's not.
Fair enough.
It is not acceptable. This is not acceptable. Okay, I'm going to just quickly go to the comments, and then I'm going to get to Tom, then Elby, then KSI, man. And True Red is here. True Red, if you can, just turn your camera off if that's okay. I'll get you in. We just have avatars on it. Yeah, thanks, buddy. I'd actually so Man City have to score at least 5 against Lyon to prove the favourites in the season. Possibly. But I mean, Man City versus Bayern is going to be an interesting game. It's going to be an interesting, very, very interesting. I don't think Man City is going to capitulate like Barcelona have, though. Somali Flame, at least Chelsea said young team. Well, this is what I was saying, guys. This is what I was saying. The reality is that with that Chelsea, okay, Chelsea had a much weaker side than this Barcelona side, playing kids. And they were at least a bit more organized than this Barcelona side. What the hell are Barcelona doing? No. Someone needs to get into the rules that need to ban this team from this tournament, to be honest, because this has not been the first season this has happened. Okay, the last 3 years, even arguably, despite people calling about the miracle of Camp Nou, right? When they scored, I think 5 or 6 goals in Camp Nou, great, they're great at their home, but they still conceded 5 in Paris. United's youngsters beat Paris Saint-Germain in Paris. You conceded 5. We know that they're brilliant at Camp Nou, but no. I'm sorry. Let me just quickly get through these comments. Sorry. Hala Madrid, good to see you, man. Messi is my GOAT, but he ain't a leader. Fair enough. I get why people say, but for me, leadership. It's not just about talent. For me, to be the best footballer, it's talent, it's intelligence, and it's leadership. I don't just look at how talented an individual is. It's what do you do when you're not just when your team is winning, but when your team is in the mire. Like, can you lose in a way that's honourable? And today, Messi didn't do that. Barca in the real with a new manager and some good players. I still don't think that excuses an 8-2 battering, to be honest. But I agree. The fall of an empire, yeah, man. Well, to be honest, it's been a fall for at least 5 or 6 years now.
A fall from grace.
Fall from grace because they've not been. They've been nowhere near. Anis Yopsa, Joe, what's up? And don't underestimate Lyon. I wouldn't underestimate Lyon for Man City. I mean, this is a United channel that we talk about European football, but I don't think you should underestimate Lyon. I don't think you should. And yeah, right, okay. So let me get Tom in, and then LB, True Red, KSI, because obviously there's a lot to just discuss, but just shoot. Go and everyone watching, guys, remember to like the vid, share and subscribe to Red Devil Studio. It appreciate all man out. I want to get other people to speak on here because this is a big night. Tom, what are your thoughts on this game?
Oh man, like I say, you people come home from like a hard day's work and everything, and they just want to sit back and relax and just watch a game of football or go to the pub or something with their mates or something and watch a game. Entertainment for fun there. Absolutely embarrassing. If I'm a Barcelona fan, I'd be hiding right now. That is disgraceful. And I'll say it from a football fan's perspective, and I'll say it from my new job being a journalist. If Quique Setién keeps his job either tomorrow or the next couple of days, I would be very surprised. There is no coming back from that. No, if that was roles reversed, and Bayern had the same season that Barcelona had, Hansi Flick would be sacked on the spot. He should be sacked tonight. He should be sacked tonight. Absolutely disgraceful. But the thing is that the manager picks the captain. He's picked Messi as the captain. You've just said about being leaders. So there you go. He doesn't know his leaders in his team. I think he's lost the respect to the dressing room. He's definitely lost the respect to the players. I'm seeing Gerard Piqué come out on TV saying that the club needs change and everything. But they tried to quiz him on what form of change, and he didn't give a response. So does he mean a change of management? Does he mean a change of ownership of the club? What? But like you said, it's been a fall from grace for years now. Roma, absolutely embarrassing night. The Liverpool one, fair enough. Liverpool played an amazing game in that second leg, but 3-0 up. Come on, all you need is basically an away goal and you're through. That's pretty much it.
Tom,
go on.
Because just you mentioned this point, and I think Adaj Raj says in the comments, because you said Sanchez should basically be sacked, but Adaj Raj says, so who should be the new manager of Barca if they sack the current one? Because who'd want to be?
David Moyes.
Who? Got to buy him out of West Ham, man. David Moyes. I'd probably... I think they'd approach somebody like an ex-player, like, there's obviously been talk about Xavi and stuff, because the fans are going to be fuming after this. Let's be honest here, they're going to be fuming. They need to get the fans back on side, and the way you do that is you have, when it was like at Man United, and it's been other football clubs, they brought back legends. When the club's been toxic, the fan base has been toxic, and then they've brought the passion back for that football club. So I'd expect maybe something like Xavi. Obviously, I think we know the names that are going to get bounced about. Pochettino's going to be a name. I wouldn't expect him to go there because of his ex-job where he managed Espanyol. But, somebody maybe like Allegri. I think probably if he is sacked within the next couple of days, which I think a lot of people think, if he, I'd probably have a couple of names that I will hear about, and I'll definitely obviously tell you a couple, G, if you ever want to speak about Barcelona or anything again. We will. Yeah, for sure. So if I get a couple of names and everything, I'll definitely give you the names and stuff. But, just like I say, just getting back to the game, regardless of whoever you're playing, you can be playing anybody from Bayern Munich to Accrington Stanley. It doesn't matter what the opponent is, doesn't matter anything. I just think it's a disgrace as a football club. No player out there showed any form of they're putting that shirt on and wanting to play for Barcelona. And I just think when that happens, you can clearly see that the manager has lost respect for the players. Quique Setién, I will be very surprised in the next couple of... Maurizio Sarri lost to Lyon. Yeah, but he didn't lose in such an embarrassing fashion.
Yeah.
And he was sacked. Sacked.
Yeah.
But they at least showed some courage. It showed some
Yeah.
fight.
Exactly.
This Barcelona team showed nothing.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
if he's not sacked in the next couple of days, then it's the board and the owners at Barcelona that are the problem.
The only thing I'll say, Tom, before I move on to LB, is that going back to the manager question, yes, Setien should be sacked, but once again, it's like if the players are still there, because much like with Sarri, to be fair, I still feel a bit sorry for Sarri because you're like he didn't get a window, should have got his own system. Setien has also only been here for a year.
Oh, don't start with all this.
No, but I'm not.
No,
I'm not. But what I'm saying is that at the end of the day, with all being said, yes, I get it that he's going to be sacked and he should have done better. But that still doesn't justify you conceding 8 goals. The players on the field to not concede 8 goals. Like Barcelona are still arguably one of the best teams in Europe.
Not after tonight.
After tonight, then to be honest, like
I wouldn't even put them in the top 5.
If there was a way for them to be banned from the Champions League and to be placed in the Europa League, I'd do that. And to be honest, I wouldn't even be confident like they could actually win Europa. To be honest, So, but sorry, moving on to just quickly LB, just going to get everyone's thoughts in before we go around to discussion. LB, what are your thoughts here on this ridiculous game? What? Please go for it.
I knew that Bayern Munich were favourites, and I strongly suspected that they would win. But never in my wildest dreams would I have thought they'd put 8 goals past Barcelona. We've seen PSG put 4 goals past them. We've seen Juventus keeping them goalless for 180 minutes. We've seen Liverpool beat them after trailing 3 goals to 0, and Roma beating them as well over the last 4-5 seasons. But this tops it all. This tops Brazil 2014. This tops Bayern Munich beating Arsenal 10-2 on aggregate. Barcelona popping 8 goals. And I don't care about Barcelona going through a rebuilding phase, about Barcelona not being the same side as they were in 2015 or under Pep. At the end of the day, like you guys are saying, they've got Lionel Messi, apparently one of the GOATs. And it's just another example of how he lacks leadership. There have been so many times and so many moments in the past where we've seen that Lionel Messi hasn't lived up to the expectation and delivered. Let's look at Copa America 2016. He missed a key penalty. They obviously lost that game and he retired. He is mentally weak. Then he comes back just in time for Russia 2018. Let's go back even further. Brazil 2014. That was apparently his World Cup in South American soil. He absolutely kills the group stage, goes missing in the knockout stages. Argentina takes him to the final, can't even deliver there. So I'm sorry, Lionel Messi, quality player, talented, you name it, but he just lacks that leadership. He's not clutch. He cannot come up with any or think of any sort of clutch moments in big games. So that's Lionel Messi. In terms of Barcelona as a whole, this is not. We know that this is not the same Barcelona as 2015. That side's gone. We know. But they really need to look at themselves and almost take a leaf out of Bayern Munich's book. Bayern Munich were in a very similar position, 1-2 seasons ago when they had players like Ribery, Robben, maybe even Muller, who was starting to show signs of his career sort of not so much coming towards an end, but Muller not being the same player as he was when he first started. But they made the changes they had to. They took a risk, took a gamble, got rid of Robben, got rid of Ribery, two Bayern Munich's best players, and they've been able to, rejuvenate and really, as you can see, turn things around within the space of 1.5 seasons. So Barcelona, they're just so fixated on this. They've been so fixated on this Lionel Messi, this tiki-taka, this being sort of loyal to your players, not just your Messis but your PKs. Who else? Jordi Alba, Busquets. A lot of these players, they really need to, or the board, the whole club, they really need to look at themselves and think about a plan and whether these players should be included as part of their future plans. And even Messi as well, after tonight. Because Suarez has been caught in the front of all the criticism. And to be honest, I think he cops too much. He cops more than his fair share of criticism, Luis Suarez. Because there are other players in that Barcelona squad who should really be taking a good look at themselves and seeing and questioning whether they should be playing for that club next season. But the thing is with Barcelona,
is Suarez relevant in 2020?
No,
I wouldn't say he's relevant in 2020, but along with Suarez, there are at least 5-6 other players who can be categorized the same group as Suarez. Yeah, like I said, Busquets, PK, maybe even Messi.
Yeah.
Perhaps even Griezmann, but they're going to have to really take some risks, really sort of look at some young players, even after tonight, think about perhaps getting Coutinho back.
I mean,
2 goals past them.
I mean, to be honest, I'm looking at the game. I'm thinking, I don't know why Barcelona couldn't play a 4-3-3, and you could have had Messi as a false 9 with Dembele, and whether it's Fati or Coutinho or whatever on the wing or something like that. I don't understand. Especially with it. But anyway, finish your point.
And that's another thing. Dembele, he didn't even play. Well, just Dembele.
The pace that Dembele would have had. And anyway, I'm not gonna. It's up ULB. There's so much you can say, and we're gonna go around. So we're gonna go around again because we're gonna go into specifics about specific players and set tactics. But yeah, just round up the final thoughts, man.
Yeah, and rounding off, Barcelona haven't been the same Barcelona since 2015. It's just not tonight's performance that's changed things around. That's turned the tables. It's been for the last 5 years, as I said before. Roma, Liverpool. Juventus 2017, Atletico 2016, and it's been like this for the last 4 or 5 seasons. And to be honest, it's probably led to tonight. The build up for the last 3-4 seasons and getting knocked out in the Champions League has led to the biggest loss that they've had tonight. So yeah, they've got some real issues, Barcelona.
Fair enough. Before I go to True Red, who's new on the show, shout out to TRUEREDTV. Head over to his channel. Post link in description, buddy. Just quickly, just some of his comments. Will a change of president bring the old Barca back? Possibly, but it's going to take years to try and rebuild this squad. Coutinho will be sold, I guess. He might. Are they going to persevere with Suarez? Sorry about that. Suarez and Griezmann for a while. I'm not sure. Dan San says Pochettino is a great choice. Although Sarri could be a good thing. Well, I mean, I guess Sarri's style of football would suit Barca, but I'm not sure if it'd be a good thing. Martha Zaraman says Barca used his old age what's against intensive pace in young spirit, which had no match. Well, that is one way of summarizing it. Jose Mourinho would be a good move, a great move. I'm not sure.
Old man G, I don't mean to interrupt. I'm so sorry. Setien just got sacked. He's just been confirmed.
He literally just sacked us now, is it?
I told you. He should go tonight. He should go tonight.
Well,
forgive me. I didn't mean to interrupt. I'm so sorry.
No problem. I'm just thinking for his comments, but you lead him with that. Because Sport says this Barca team scored 4 goals against us. We're just on the severe shows, mate. No. I wouldn't be at this Barca team. No. Not with the. Maybe they might still win, but there's no way that we're conceding 8 goals to Bayern Munich. I don't think Manchester United concede 8 goals to Bayern Munich in a game.
No, we put up a fight at least.
They don't. We might lose to Bayern, but we don't concede 8 goals. It just I don't know many teams that will concede 8 goals, to be honest.
It's official. That was said again as well.
Honestly, this Bayern side is unreal. They'd smack any team 3-0. Well, yeah, they would. But they smacked Barca 8. So no Coutinho next season at Barca. Mate, if Coutinho gets a CL with Bayern Munich, he'll want to stay at Bayern Munich.
They'll buy him out.
Ninja Gaming, Messi carries Argentina and Barcelona. He did. He used to. He doesn't anymore. He doesn't anymore. So I won't come to you, Trey. Just finishing his comments.
Take your time, Bob. Take your time.
Only Coutinho was the biggest mistake this season. Anas also confirms it. And as you said, Setien got sacked. That's been breaking. Setien has been sacked, rightfully so, in my opinion. Setien is gone. Kadawa Samoa says they need to rebuild, but their finances aren't in order. Well, yeah, there is a pandemic going on. But again, I will repeat this over and over again. I don't care how bad Barcelona's finances are. I don't care if they need to rebuild. You do not concede 8 goals in a game. That has nothing to do about rebuilds or players. That is also, even Stoke City would have not conceded 8 goals against this Bayern Munich side, because there would be some element of Copenhagen, because there would have been some element of organization.
Yeah.
There would have been some sorts of Bayern. I don't know who the bottom team was in Bayern Munich's group. I can't remember. It was Inter, Tottenham, and it was some other. Was it one? Is it?
I think it was Olympiacos.
Olympiacos, yeah, okay, yeah. Did Olympiacos concede 8 goals?
No.
Do Olympiacos have the same finances? But because there's a degree of organization. There's a way that you can set up your team. Even if you put 10 men behind the ball, you don't concede 8 goals. So I'm sorry. It is. No. Do you think Messi will leave because of this? He should, but I don't think he will. I need to get used to that because of okay. And then lastly, Lampard did well losing 7-1. My goodness, Hannah makes a good point. Lampard did well losing 7-1 over 2 legs. But Lampard's Chelsea lost 7-1 over 2 legs, which was actually literally the same goals conceded over 2 legs over 120 minutes as Barcelona lost today in 90. That is saying something. That is saying something. Sorry, Shawnee's in the chat as well. I'm going to get Shawnee in a second as well. So I'll keep on posting comments, guys, and keep on posting your questions for the panel as well. We have plenty of people coming on. K-Si, if you're listening, you're coming on soon, but I just want to get TrueRedTV on. I think who's a Liverpool fan. TrueRed, what are your thoughts on this disaster class?
Well, first of all, pleasure, honor to be here. Thank you for thinking of me. You can hear me okay, right?
We can hear you, buddy.
Yep.
Okay. I don't know about you guys. I'm 30 years old, right? So my earliest memories of Barcelona on Sky Sports was Romario and Stoichkov, right? We went on to Rivaldo, we went on to Figo, and then Barcelona went in the wilderness for a bit. Frank Rijkaard comes along, Samuel Eto'o, Ronaldinho, class. Pep comes along, class. This is by far the worst Barcelona team. In fact, Arsenal, Chelsea, Man United, bro, even the bottle job Spurs would beat this Barca team, right? Watching this game, like I have so much. I'm a massive Liverpool fan, but like I have so much love for Barcelona. Even I nearly started crying just watching it. Despondent, miserable, wretched. It just an awful performance. And I don't even think Bayern were that great, if I'm honest. I don't even think Bayern were outstanding. I think Liverpool could beat this Bayern team, if I'm honest. Right?
Oh, yeah, I agree.
Although Bayern could beat Liverpool too, just to put that out there. So shambolic. Every single one of them board members needs to go to the Nou Camp and answer to the fans. Setien should be sacked, and of course he has been.
Yeah.
This Barca team reminds me of PSG in recent years, where every single football decision they've made has been the wrong one. Right? You don't spend 120 million on Ousmane Dembele. I don't care who you are. You don't even. I mean, as a Liverpool fan, Coutinho is not 140 million. Right? You get me? And Arturo. I mean, if you look at the game today, bro, Arturo Vidal and Sergio Roberto on the wings, bro. Come on, man. So, and also Griezmann and Messi cannot play together. And to answer your question, Ormanji, Suarez is the best striker I have seen since the Brazilian R9. However, his days are done. He's done. Now, one thing I will address, if I can say, I think it was LB. Boys, please show some respect to my Lord and Savior Leo Messi. This guy has over 600, 700, 800 goals in his career, right? He won the Ballon d'Or 4 years in a row. If you have a footballing clock of 2 years, yes, you can give him criticisms. But to say he's not a leader, right? To say he's not a leader when from the age of 15, he's put pressure on. The man's got 3 kids. He's got the press after him every day. The man's got kids running onto the field trying to hug him. You know what I mean? I mean, he plays for what I think is the most iconic football team of all time. In terms of footballing legends, Barcelona have had far more than any other team. If you look at with Argentina, he's their highest ever goal scorer. He's the best player Barcelona have ever seen. He's won 4 Champions Leagues, Ballon d'Or after Ballon d'Or, and he's basically, for me, the most elegant class footballer I have ever seen. So to say he's not a leader is being disingenuous. To say he's not a leader, to say that Messi is not clutch, is not clutch. How can you not be clutch?
Mate, in this game, let's sort of...
like we're talking like recent.
I guess...
We're talking about his whole career.
Recency effect. Come on, boys. Okay, then if that's the case, you Man United fans, how many times did Jesse Lingard come through in big games recently?
Well, the Leicester game. At the end of the season.
FA Cups as well. Come on, boys. Stats up on mugs. I know.
Yeah, I get your point. And I said at the start, before I ranted, I said this is not a disrespect. This is not me saying Messi's not a world-class player. Messi's not got much. Messi's not achieving. Messi's not potentially a GOAT. I started with the comparison with Ronaldo, specifically because in the last couple of seasons, like yes. These things, but you're also remembered by how you lose. It's not just by how you win, but you're also remembered by how you lose. And there are ways to lose. Yes, I get it. It's not the fact that they just lost 8-2 in this game or that they lost the game. We could get that. We get that. But there is a way that you lose, and people remember these things. People are still talking about Brazil versus Germany. How many years later? The manner of the loss, the way, not the score per se. But the way they lost and the way that Barcelona lost in this game will be memorable for years on out.
In that 7-1 game, would you ever question Thiago Silva's captain abilities?
He wasn't even in that. He wasn't even in that side.
No, he wasn't playing though. Oh yeah, Thiago Silva wasn't playing.
I know. I'm giving you an example, right? Like if you look at Robin van Persie played in the 8-2 game, would you ever question his mentality? The Man United Arsenal 8-2 game.
The reason why I would question the mentality is like it's a different if like you're actually doing something in the game. So in this game, like as I said at the start of this stream, why I'm going at Messi this because I don't usually. I'm not a anti-Messi guy. I'm not.
No, I know you're not. Yeah.
The thing is, there were at least 3 or 4 of that goals in that game where Messi lost the ball or Messi could not be bothered to track back. That is certainly as someone who plays football and certainly someone watch football, that annoys me to no end. Like when you're on the cosh, when you're under pressure and you cannot be bothered to track back and help your backline. You know that your backline's right. I get that the backline sucks, especially when I think Semedo was who's obviously quite young. Like that is where I'm coming from. It's like the Ronaldo. Yes, I get it. He's done. He's dusted. He's not going to sort. But at least the younger players, the players around him, the fans can look at him to go, okay, at least he's trying to do something. At least he's trying to create. At least he's trying to do something. At least he's helping out. I don't really know what today Messi did in this game really to help out. If he's not doing well up front, then at least get back and help out to defend. But he didn't do either.
Drop below the requirements of what you need to do for your team.
That for me is the big thing, and it's just that, like I said, it's like we remember players by their victories, but we also remember them by their massive defeats as well.
If Leo Messi is remembered by this, then I mean, I can eat. What about Ronaldo against Lyon or Ronaldo against Ajax last season? I think my overall, firstly, I just noticed on the screen you said Barcelona circumcised. Hilarious. I think from my point of view, Messi and Ronaldo are so high in my estimation. They are so off the scale of conversation. I would never, ever, ever criticize Ronaldo simply because he's done so much. He's earned the right, in my opinion, to be you can't criticize someone like that. And I put Messi on that level too. So I think that's all it is for me. I would never, let's say if CR7 against Ajax last season, he didn't do much in my opinion, but I would never criticize him. I would never say we're our CR7 because for 10 years the guy's just been outstanding. How dare I reduce him down to one game? You see what I'm saying? How dare I reduce Messi down to one game? So you can question bloody Semedo, bro. Unless you have him on FIFA, the guy's useless, right? that team of season card or whatever it is. I mean, question Jordi Alba why he's still, bro. Gerard Piqué, how he's still in this team?
No,
I don't know.
I get that. Again, and we're gonna go and we're gonna ask the system as we go. I'm just gonna get a few more people in Red. So Olympus Ola says, how the hell did Thomas Mark cost 70 million, but Maguire and Pepe are memes? That is a good point, actually. That is a very, very good point. Simeone needs. In fact, this is supposed to be a Champions Europa League review so far. So, but I think right now it's just getting into Barcelona versus Bayern because there's just so much. So, but we'll see how much time we have. I'm going to quickly just read Talbot's comment. What a game of Bayern 1 points to Lewandowski and Abba. He marked a lot of space of players, 3 defenders for Lewandowski and left Abba with a lot of space. I think they were concerned about Lewandowski in this game very much. I know Toby, you're Polish. Shout out to him. And I'm surprised by that because he's not that pacey. He's really not that pacey. Shawnee, thanks for joining. I know it's late, but this is almost like an emergency podcast, buddy, because Barcelona are Barcelona right now. What were your thoughts on the game, buddy?
Can everybody hear me all right?
You can hear you, buddy. Yeah.
Good stuff. There's a lot of good energy on here this evening. So first of all, hello to everyone. I don't think this is the first time that Bayern Munich has blown away a big team, first of all. And I don't want to calm things down a little bit, but it is worth mentioning. Bayern has done this to Barcelona before. Where I think it was 7-2, 7-1.
Over 2 legs.
Over 2 legs, of course, yeah. But let's not take anything away from Bayern as well. I think Bayern are one of the, if not the team that have found momentum and just gotten themselves into the stride after the COVID ban, I can't think of a better team in the world that has come back so ferociously than Bayern, not even Liverpool, I am shocked by the score. I didn't think 8 goals would go past Barcelona. And me being, an advocate of Barcelona as well, I hold Barcelona to a really high standard. I admit that I think that every Barcelona fan would think that there needs to be a little bit of work done before the next season starts. Because Messi, okay, yes, he is aging, but you can still see that there's a lot of quality there and a lot of class. I just don't think at the moment he's got particularly good players around him. Griezmann hasn't stepped up. Suarez, yeah, I agree with what your man was saying just before. Probably one of the best strikers to ever play for Liverpool. Absolutely world class. But once again, aging. So I think they just need don't just go snapping players up. Don't just go randomly buying players because they're the newest thing. And it's kind of Real Madrid are guilty of that as well. Real Madrid, like James Rodriguez is a really good example. He scored that one good goal.
Surely, sorry to interrupt you, but not in recent years. To be fair to Real Madrid, that was James Rodriguez was the ball. What was that? Was it 5, 6 something years ago?
2014 World Cup.
Yeah. So in recent years, aside from Hazard, who they bought just last year for I think 100 and something, Real Madrid have been spending more than 100 million, more than even 50, 60 million on players in the last 5 years.
That's because they spent $500 million before it. Come on, how much more do you want?
No, I agree. But at least you could argue, at least you could see some of that investment in those players. Yeah. Barcelona have obviously spent 120 on Coutinho, who scored 2 past them tonight. Dembele, they spent 140, whatever, who was on the bench, who didn't come on for whatever reason. So I think he'd been good this game. Griezmann, who's done absolutely nothing at all this season for another 120 million. Need I say more?
Well, that's what I mean. That's what I was saying just now.
Mm.
Like, I think they just need to plan. They need a plan. They need a strategy to figure out what kind of team they want to build. Like, Klopp didn't just come into Liverpool and just willy-nilly go out and buy players. He strategically bought players to strengthen where it needed strengthening, you know. And I think Barcelona need a similar mind. They need a brain to really understand what they need now, what's going wrong. They can't just like go around, you know. Chelsea did this where under Mourinho, they just went and bought the title, and you can do that, but how Barcelona have gone about it in the wrong way. So what you need to do is you need a strategist behind it. You need a brain just to think about what they're going to do moving forward with Barcelona now. Then we're not in the greatest shape. Let's have a little think about this. What do we need? Like, where's it going wrong? How can we compete with Bayern Munich, Liverpool, Madrid, you know, all them sort of big clubs? So I don't okay, fair enough. It was a major disaster for them this evening. I don't think it's completely unfixable because it's not like, okay, fair enough, all those players that we just mentioned now are kind of aging. Some of their new signings haven't really, gotten to grips with their position there or like have done what they've done at their previous clubs. That happens. It happens to all clubs. I mean, there's so many times like players have been bought for major clubs here in the UK as well, and they haven't performed. And okay, you get rid of them, or you get somebody else that fills the position that does do that, and you move on. You know, and that's how it's going to go. I would, if I was anywhere close to being an executive or someone in charge of Barcelona, I would take this as a wake up call and just like go, right, we've got the summer coming up, we've got a little bit of a break. Let's just have a little think, let's just have a little reset, and we'll go again next season. You know, and even if it takes a couple of seasons, even if it takes 2 or 3 transfer windows, just have a plan. Just don't just go willy-nilly, just buying lots of different players from all these clubs because they're new, shiny kind of, young lads with potential or things like that. Have a real think about how you want to play football at Barcelona. You know, get that tiki-taka back or whatever it is. Just at the moment, it just looks a little bit up in the air. And Barcelona were taken advantage of by Bayern Munich, I think. It's not like we haven't noticed that Barcelona were in a bad run of form, by the way. You know, for a few podcasts now, we've been slating them and we've been like saying, look, listen, Barcelona aren't at the standard that we're expecting them to be at, you know? So yeah, it is a bit of a shock. I didn't think it was going to be 8, but yeah, just let it be a wake up call. Look at it as a positive thing. Just like go, right, we need to do something to keep up with these teams.
Well, they've been needing a wake up call for the last 4 years, Sean, and it don't seem to be. If conceding 4 goals at Anfield, well, conceding 3 goals away to Roma,
Corner taken quickly.
You know, then conceding 4 to Liverpool, and then conceding to 8 goals. I don't know what. I just don't know. Quickly, comments for get KSI. Sorry, 2 seconds, guys. My suggestion would be for Barca to start building a new team instead of or around Messi. They spend over 50 million players, they don't play, and they say United overpays. I'll leave that comment hanging because I agree. Zachary Woman says, "Is Poch the man for the job?" I'll give. In fact, Tom, just quickly answer that. Do you think Poch would be a good man for the job? Just quick before I get KSI on.
I think it would be a good appointment for sure because he's one of the two. You know, I'd probably earmarked. Probably in the next couple of days, you'll hear Pochettino and you'll hear Allegri. They'll be the 2 main manager names that you'll hear. But I wouldn't expect. I would be surprised if Poch went to Barcelona out of respect for his previous link with his club with Espanyol. So I'd be very surprised.
That's fair enough. That's fair enough. Remember, guys, like that vid, and share and subscribe to Red Devil Studio. Really, really appreciate it. Now, let me get KS on because he's been waiting for ages. Just get KSI, man, can you hear me? You there? KSI, man, you there? You there, buddy? I can't hear you. You're there. Okay, right. Okay. I think he's away, but.
Old man G, you still there?
I'm muting myself. Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry, guys. Let's just quickly just move. We'll come back to the game in a second. But obviously, the next breaking news has been that Setien has been sacked. Okay, Setien has been sacked. So with obviously this news, we briefly touched on it. Who do you think? Who should be the next manager of Barcelona Football Club? And do you think that they can essentially do better than what 4 managers now have done do? So Tom, just start for me.
Well, like I've already said, 2 names up here, Matt Pochettino and Allegri, and the only reason why is the 2 elite managers out there, and they're not currently in clubs, so you wouldn't have to pay their club that they currently are to buy them out of the contract. So you can just sign them as a free agent, pretty much. But would you expect Allegri or Pochettino to be the manager of Barcelona? Probably not, because with Barcelona, they seem to go down the transition of bringing ex-players in. And I think, the name that has been shouted about a lot, and it's been in parts of this season, is Xavi. And I think Xavi would be a good appointment. I said Pirlo was a good appointment for Juventus for the simple fact of the fans were turning toxic, not just against the manager, but against the whole club and specific players. So Pirlo, who's a man who's played for that club, knows that club inside out, knows what's the best for the club, can easily shift it all around. And I think because Xavi's obviously played for the club, he's won major honours at the club. It's only the exact same. So I think I would expect an ex-player, but if I had to chuck a name out there, who I think, if it's not an ex-player, should we say, who's like an elite manager, I'd probably say they'd go for somebody like Allegri. I wouldn't see why not. I don't think Poch would go, to be honest, like I've already explained. But I think Allegri, he went away from Juventus. He built Juventus up, really, let's be honest, when he was there. He's built them up. He took them to a Champions League final. People forget that. He took them to a Champions League final. He didn't win it, but he had to beat some pretty decent teams to get to the final. So I think Allegri would be, and I think him as an elite manager can deal with the name of Barcelona, because sometimes managers go into jobs and everything, and the name of the club weighs down on them, and they can't live up to the expectation. But I think a name like Allegri, who's won things, he's won Italian titles, he's won all these trophies in Italy and everything. I think he would want to switch from the Italian league to something like the Spanish league. And, I think you can get the best out of players such as Messi and stuff. But obviously, it's a case of the next manager they appoint, they need to give time. Setien didn't help himself. That's why he's been sacked. And poor results, and football is a results business. Football is a results business. If you don't have good results, you don't keep your job. It's as simple as that. Sarri got sacked because he only just scraped the Italian title, and he got knocked out of the Champions League. Setien, they just come up.
I'm just saying, actually, it's an interesting point, and I'll probably ask this question to the panel guys. How bad was Valverde really?
How
bad was Valverde really?
Valverde. As a Liverpool fan, I'd rather have Sam Allardyce than bloody Valverde, bro. Come on.
That's not totally clueless.
Would you have conceded 8 goals to this Bayern Munich side?
No.
Yes.
Well, I don't. I think Valverde would have been a little bit better because he actually had control over the players, so to some extent. He didn't lose, Yeah, we obviously had the embarrassment with Liverpool, but the first leg they played actually quite decently. But the second leg they played shocking. I just think they need that elite manager. They've not had that, Barcelona. They've had Valverde. Would you class him as one of the top managers in the world? No. Exactly the same with Setien. Allegri or Pochettino is the two names that I would expect. Or they'd bring back an ex-player, which is Xavi. That's just for me. But obviously when I have some names and stuff bouncing around you and everything, I'll put names towards you and everything. And if you ever wanted to do an update video or whatever on Barcelona and who they might appoint and whatnot, that's absolutely fine if you want to take the names that I can find and give you.
I mean, in my lifetime, the last elite manager Barcelona had, if you think about it, has actually been Johan Cruyff. Nobody knew Pep was going to be elite. Rijkaard didn't have the best record before he came. Who was the assistant manager? The one that Mourinho pulled his ear. What was his name again? I always forget his name.
Oh,
Tito Villanova. Yes, I mean nobody knew he would
Yesterday.
be as good as he was, and then Valverde and Setien and Tata Martino, like the last actual tailor-made manager they have in reality that people knew about was Johan Cruyff. So Pochettino, I think they'll go with Xavi because he's a safer pick. Same with Juve. If Pochettino comes in, if Allegri comes in, he's going to be like, boys, give me 200 million. We need to fix this mess. Where someone like Xavi, he's a cheaper option, and he'll work with La Masia. And I don't know what's been going on with La Masia. So if I was Barca, I'd probably go with Pochettino. But they always go with players who know the club and the culture. So, but I reiterate, Sam Allardyce is a better manager than Valverde.
Fair enough, Trured. Fair enough. LB, what are your thoughts? I don't think there's no point in us discussing. Oh, do you think Quique Setién should have been sacked? Because I think everyone is probably in agreement that he should have been sacked. I don't think.
Yeah. That
Should have been sacked.
It doesn't surprise me.
P45.
Very least. Yeah. He deserves to be sacked, and I think it's either going to be Allegri, Xavi, or perhaps even they might want to wind the clock backwards and go back to Pep Guardiola.
Can someone tell me why they're not why Luis Enrique can't come back to Barcelona?
He's a Spain manager.
Spain manager.
Yeah,
Spain national manager.
and like wasn't Lopetegui?
Yeah, but they've got to buy him out. They've got to pay like 30 million if they want to get him.
Yeah, go for it.
No, but I think Luis Enrique. I just think it was the way he left, and there was he didn't get along with the board at the end. That kind of stuff. So I think it's just bad blood between them. Kind of. I think that's what it is.
He won the Champions League with them, so.
I mean, if I had Messi, Suarez, and Neymar with bloody Lovren behind them, I'd still win the Champions League. Come on.
And that was Messi.
Marley Flames when he says, "If I was on the Barcelona board, I would do everything to get Marcelo Bielsa in, give him thumbs and build a new project." That
is a good name.
That's a
Actually,
good shout.
I'll be fair because obviously he's hard working and obviously analyzes. He knows football, and he's managed at top clubs, in Spain and stuff. And he's obviously managed in Spain with Atletico Bilbao.
Yeah,
he knows the Spanish league. That's not a bad shout there.
I don't think that's a bad shout. I don't think that's a bad shout either. LB, what are your thoughts? New manager?
Yeah, new manager. As I said before, either Allegri, a very experienced, high-quality manager who's had experience in taking teams to the final. I know Xavi's been mentioned a few times, and I think he'll suit Barcelona. Obviously, with the link and having played at Barcelona for his whole career.
LB, so I'm not interrupting. I apologize. BD Core, man. This is the stream for you to come on, man. BD Core, if you are online, because I know you have agenda. If you are listening to me, this BD Core, I'm going to post your link, and you can come into this.
Don't do it.
You can come in.
Did he just?
BD Core can come on and give his say. Sorry, go on, LB.
He just said Messi is a horrible player.
Don't do it.
Sort of agenda agenda against Messi.
Even I'm trying not to bite with that one.
He has an agenda against Messi. This guy. I would.
I haven't seen him in months.
All right.
To
It
try
might,
not-
good luck, because it might get toxic, sir. So good luck.
Yeah, as I was saying with Xavi, the only concern that I have and that Barcelona should be sort of mindful of is the fact that, you know, Xavi hasn't got much experience behind him. It could sort of end up turning into one of those Frank Lampard sort of cases this season where you hire a manager because he's played obviously for that club and he's won titles for the club, but in terms of how much experience and what he can do for that club, that's another question.
Leaning on the jobs.
Yeah, not underestimating Xavi's potential. I'm sure he'll be a fantastic manager, but then again, he hasn't got any sort of coaching experience behind him as well. So, you know, possibly Xavi, Barcelona are desperate. I wouldn't say desperate, but if they want to sort of go down that pathway, but it should be Xavi or Allegri or perhaps even Pep Guardiola, I reckon as well.
Cool. Just before I go to Sean, a few. Low and Sean, thanks for joining, bro. We're getting a lot of new viewers here, so I really appreciate that, guys. Get your questions into the panel as well, guys. Get your questions in. This was going to be a review of essentially the Champions League and Europa League up until this point, but quite frankly, it's just turning into a Barcelona Bayern disaster. But we will probably just briefly touch on who we think some of the key games from the week, i.e. Atletico Madrid and RB Leipzig, who we think is going to win the Champions League, and also the Europa League this weekend as well. So those will be discussions. But right now, we just want to dissect this Bayern Barca game. Barcelona is turning into new AC Milan. It's not that bad yet. It's not that. They did win the league last season. It's not that bad yet. How about Sheffield United manager?
Chris Wilder.
Would he have done a worse job?
Bro, I'm from I was born in Sheffield. Chris Wilder should be nowhere near the new camp. Come on, bro.
With the resources he had.
Imagine that Ollie McBurney playing at the new camp. Come on, bro.
No. I mean, just
Ronald
like
Koeman.
Ronald Koeman's a good shout. I always say, like, if a manager can basically take minimal resources and achieve good things, then what can they do with obviously better players?
How did David Moyes turn up for you then?
No, David Moyes.
I'm a Liverpool fan. How did Brendan Rodgers turn up for us, bro?
At least Sheffield United can defend. At least they can defend. There's someone that's got to be able to get this team. Maybe Mourinho is the right manager.
No. Come on, sir. That's just going too far.
Ronald Koeman, like I've just said, did he used to play for Barcelona like years?
Yeah, Ronald Koeman won them their first Champions League.
There you go. An ex-player. There you go.
Yeah.
And he's an experienced manager.
Ronald Koeman is now managing the
Dutch national team. Yeah.
He's managing the Dutch national team. Yes, he's Dutch manager. So again, they're going to have to buy him out. So to be honest, in terms of availability, I don't really know what managers are available right now that could easily, aside from Pochettino, probably is not going to go out of respect for Barcelona. What managers are actually, big managers are actually available? Really, I can't think of any. Maybe
they could. I don't know if it'll work. They could try Ancelotti. They could.
I don't think. Is that
would he go?
He's at Napoli. You know what I mean? He'll go to the new camp all day long.
I don't think Ancelotti would do much better than with that squad. I don't think Ancelotti would do that much better, to be honest.
That's why I said I'm not sure if it'd work. So I see what you're saying. I agree with you.
I think fundamentally, and so I'll go to. I think it was. KSI, are you back? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I know it's late, so you probably want to head off. So, but just your thoughts on the whole thing, the whole game, and then Setien getting sacked.
Put Ronaldo on that team, they win.
Oh my god, bro, man.
Let KSI land. I know you have controversial opinions, but go on, finish. Go on, finish, KSI. Go on.
Ronaldo, Messi's not captain. Like, he's not a captain. He can't motivate Barcelona players in that. They got battered, destroyed against Bayern, way better club. Bayern Munich are definitely favourites for the Champions League this season. Back defensive line with Alphonso, Davies and that, and their front line, Gnabry, like that. I mean, let's be honest, right?
Mm-hmm.
Barcelona could have beaten Bayern Munich. They could have beaten them. And for me, I didn't get why Setien didn't play Ousmane Dembele.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
I think Ousmane Dembele in this game would have made a difference. Ansu Fati as well.
I agree.
The young players. I think Ousmane Dembele would have maybe scored. I play football. I'm currently playing football. And I've not seen that bad of a performance that what Ter Stegen did. I played in goals. That was shocking.
Mm-hmm.
He was playing out from the back. The commentator said Ter Stegen doesn't usually do that. So then why would he do that against one of the best front lines in Europe? Well, I don't understand. And he's making mistakes. Mistakes. They got highlighted, and the defense was shouting at him, and then he continuously did it. I don't get that. Quique Setién, I don't understand. Of course, tonight, he definitely gets a sack. Like, what Brick loses 8-2. Like, if Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was that, let's be honest, I love Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, but if he lost flipping 8-2 to Bayern Munich, I don't care, you get sacked.
Yep.
If we lost to Sevilla on Sunday 8-2, sacked.
Yep.
It doesn't matter.
Yep, agreed.
You don't lose 8-2.
Yep.
That's embarrassing. If you lose 4-0, okay, it's bad, but at least
it's the manner. It's the manner of the loss. It's not just the loss. It's the man. There's ways to lose.
The performance.
There's that.
And G.
Yeah, go on.
And I'm worried about the Sancho deal as well. This is tied into this because if Xavi signs, Xavi said that I think it was in an interview or something that Barcelona, right? If he was the Barcelona manager, he'd force the board or something to sign Jadon Sancho. So if he signs for Barcelona and he becomes the new manager, then boom, it's done.
Nah, they're not getting Barcelona Football Club. Unfortunately, because of the pandemic that we're in, you've got to bear in mind that Barcelona are one of the many football clubs that ask their players to take. I think that, and maybe this might be one of the reasons. Maybe this is a conspiracy theory, but all the Barcelona players took a 70% pay cut.
Yes, they did. Yeah.
Bear that in mind. So I'm not saying that this is the reason, but there could possibly be some underlying resentment towards the board because of that 70% pay cut. And if you're now saying, and if you're Barcelona players and the Barcelona board are thinking of spending 100+ million on Jadon Sancho to coming into that team, or any player for that matter, that resentment would go up massively. I've got to bear that in mind.
I mean, Barcelona can sell Messi and sell Suarez.
I'm not going to sell Messi.
Let's be honest, Lionel Messi is not the player that he was last season. He cannot carry a team. Messi won the Champions League in 2014 against Juventus, right? That was the last time we won it.
15.
2015.
Iniesta and Xavi. Now, tell me, ever since that, what has Messi done for Barcelona? Has he even
that's so unfair.
Champions League?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
True Red responds. Okay, go on.
Okay. I understand that, but you're being disingenuous because you can talk about Messi with Xavi and Iniesta. I don't see Ronaldo winning the Champions League without Kroos and Modric. I don't see him winning it without Xabi Alonso. I don't see him winning it without Paul Scholes, one of the greatest midfielders the world has ever seen. If you're going to apply that narrative onto Messi, apply the same narrative to Cristiano Ronaldo. Go, sir.
Okay. Yep. Okay, Si, just wrap up your points. We're going to move on in a second.
Ronaldo's done it in big moments though? What's Messi done in big moments?
Bruv, do you have a football
Everything.
clock? Do you have a football clock of like 2 weeks? Like, come on, even someone like me who's so pro Messi, I would never, ever, ever say Ronaldo's never done it in big moments. Because when you do it for 10 years, 15 years, bruv, you are as big as they come. Messi is as big as they come. Come on, bruv, have some respect, innit?
Tell me, right? If you put Ronaldo in that team today, they wouldn't lose 8-2 because Ronaldo's got a bigger character.
So could you explain to me how Ronaldo lost 5-0 to Barcelona then when he got the 5-0? Could you explain that to me?
Back then.
Way back then, okay. Well, like I said, football isn't.
Right now.
Okay, no, that's okay.
What's happening right now?
Okay, no, let's. Okay, sorry. Shred respond.
To be fair, let me just respond. To be fair.
Everyone's talking. So let me go to get in. So LB, just stay. You were speaking.
To be fair, I know the 5-0 was brought up, but to be fair, there was a lot of politics happening behind the dressing rooms with the coaches and the players, and that obviously impacted on the players' performances on the field. Are you talking about when Mourinho was in charge?
Yeah, that specific. The fight. That's I think that's when he pulled. Actually, no. But yeah, the Mourinho, the first time.
That was when Ronaldo shoved Pep Guardiola, and then they got into that confrontation on the sideline. Yeah.
I think I don't know if that was that or the Super Cup, but it was Mourinho's first Clasico anyway. I know that.
Yeah, 5-0, and obviously there was lockdown.
Suarez and how he's not a top level striker. You know those crosses Jordi Alba did. You know how Cristiano Ronaldo, right? He would jump over, Boateng, and that would score. How many good crosses did Jordi Alba put in the box in the first 30-40 minutes? Suarez ain't that dude anymore.
I think anyone watching, I think we could probably agree. I think even.
But to be fair, that goal was pretty good.
Yeah, it was. But I think there's a general agreement, even for those who are watching. Messi thing aside, and I think BD calls in the back. He's going to say.
My man said Rashford was better than Messi.
Okay, let's not. Okay, like that. No.
Gee, can I just drop something there a minute?
Sorry, yeah, Tom, go on. What are you going to say?
Yeah, I actually just found the stat and everything. So it's the first time in 12 years that Barcelona have ended a season without winning a trophy at all. The first time in 12 years, and that's one of the key points why Quique Setién's actually been sacked.
So let me reiterate that. No trophies in 12 years. You say first time in 12 years. You're saying, right?
First time in 12 years, Barcelona have ended a footballing campaign without winning a trophy.
And I think
whether it be in the Spanish Cup, whether it be in the Champions League or the league.
And I think you can all agree a large reason for that on them winning is Messi. And then we got someone saying he's not a big game player. Come on, bro.
Yeah.
2014, they were dreadful as well, weren't they?
No, they won the league that year, I believe.
2014.
I think they won the Copa del Rey, didn't they? I can't remember.
That's okay. Let me get BD Core. I know you're listening.
Here we go.
Give me right. BD Core. What are your? What is it? Are you there? If he's there, BD Core. If you're listening, if you're there. What are your thoughts on this game, BD?
Hello, can you hear me?
We can hear you, BD Core.
Yes. So I kept saying this time and time again. And I was right. So I knew it was gonna happen. I knew it was gonna be 7-2, but I got that wrong. So at least I was one goal behind. They exceeded that 7 goals. So what I have to say is he should move to Man City. If he really wants to become one of the best players, go to Manchester City where there's a system for you that's really good. You will become listen, the problem with Messi is he doesn't accept challenges. Like, for example, if let's say a team calls him, he says, no, I want to stay in Barcelona. And that's the problem because he's so comfortable at where he is. But if you look at Cristiano Ronaldo, and that's the difference between Cristiano Ronaldo and Messi, is Ronaldo moves and gives himself challenges. He sets objectives. He sets goals for himself. Messi doesn't do that.
Are you
So I
saying
think the
Messi needs
best
to? Are you saying Messi needs to prove himself?
Messi needs to go to Manchester City to prove that he can do it in England.
Okay, prove it to who?
This is-
Prove it to who?
Prove it in
Prove
like
it to
another
us.
league.
He-
He's
No,
not
no,
giving
no,
us-
no,
telling-
no. Hold on.
No, listen,
Football
no,
TV. You want
wait.
prove it to who?
Okay. Let me see. He's telling me that he's the best player in the world. All right, you understand what I'm saying? And my thing is,
Go.
no. Listen. All right. He's
Yeah.
saying that he's the best player in the world, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm saying, if you want to become the best player in the world, the best avenue is to go to Manchester City, where the system is good for you. You have good midfielders. You have good players that surround you. You have players who can score goals for you. Unlike Barcelona, who just really pass the ball back and forwards, give nothing. They give absolutely nothing in return to Messi. Messi is carrying these guys like nobody else.
Yeah.
And it's not me being mean, but the problem with Messi is he's a really good league format player. He's not a good.
Oh, okay.
He's
You said
not, yeah. He's not a good Champions League UCL 9 knockout stage away 9 game. He's not good at that.
Do you see what you've
He's
done there?
never
Do you just see what you've done there?
Yeah, Trured, go on, okay.
What have I done there?
You've basically said
Mhm.
if Messi is a good league format player, you said league format, okay. You said, but Messi isn't a good Champions League away on a Tuesday night player. What's next? Messi isn't a good player who's 6'4", who doesn't wear Adidas. Like, how many more parameters do you want to set for this kid? Like, just because he doesn't, because he doesn't fit into a specific time at a specific place in a specific. He's the leading, bro. If he how many Champions League goals he got? He's number 2, right?
700 goals, and you say league. You know, Somali Flame says Messi should play in a functioning team as last year's, but to say needs to prove anything is delusional.
Can I say something? Let me say something here, right? This is the thing.
Okay. BD Call, have your say, and then I'll get some of the other guys in. But okay, round off.
Okay, so what I want to say is, I am very, very happy with Bundesliga. We are on the up. I'm telling you this right now. We are on the up, and I strongly believe this is something really special. There's something really special going on in Bundesliga. I know a lot of people talk about the EPL, and don't get me wrong. I strongly believe the EPL is still the best league in the world. But I actually think right now, Bundesliga is better than La Liga.
Facts.
Like, there's no question. Nobody can tell me Bundesliga is not better than La Liga right now, because it's clear. It's really, really clear that Bundesliga is better than La Liga. I mean, it's, and the thing is, next season, let me tell you something. Next season is going to be Mönchengladbach and Leipzig. They're going to come back next season, and they're going to even come back more stronger. There's a Mönchengladbach side that is going to come, So my thing here is, I'm very happy that Bayern won today. I'm happy with Leipzig. But I also want to say this is never, ever, and I'm going to say this, I'm going to end it with here. Never, ever, ever mention Laessi, a.k.a. Trash Essie, in the same sentence as CR7. He doesn't deserve to be in there.
Oh my
He
God.
never deserves to be there. He never deserves it. And my thing is, every single time you put him there, you pile in more pressure, more pressure, more pressure. And every time this happens, guess what? More masterclasses like this happen. 8-2, 4-0, 3-0, you name it. It's going to keep on happening because you keep on putting him in the same parameter as CR7, which is not true. He is not that good. He's just not that good.
What?
He's not good.
Oh, wherever you're smoking, give me some. Wherever you're smoking, give me some, please, bro.
That's BD Call. That is BD Call bowing out.
I think we need to just calm down a bit here.
No, I'm calm. It's banned. I'm calm. I'm just saying, innit? Come on, bro. Like,
No, I know. This is all discussion. This is all discussion.
it's banned.
All
Yeah.
opinion. And the thing is, everyone being respectful and stuff like that to each other, which is the most important thing, So that's why I keep on these streams. You can have the most outlandish opinion. That's fine, as long as everyone's respectful to each other, which is good.
Red Devil, I have a question for you.
Yes.
So do you
okay.
really think Messi is the greatest player in the world? Just be honest. Just really be honest.
What, you mean
Be honest.
ever? You mean GOAT ever? In terms of ever, or do you mean in terms of right now?
Like currently, right now, is he the best player in the world?
No.
Exactly.
But it's not bloody CR7, is it?
No,
It's not CR7, is it?
It's not. Yeah, but you're right.
I don't need him to predict CR7 because Benzema is better than him. Origi is better than him. There's so many players better than Messi.
Hold on. Okay, no. See, no.
Troy Deeney, man.
No.
Man like Troy
Are you
Deeney.
talking about Messi? Are you talking about Messi? Are you referring to Messi? Okay. See, the problem is if you're gonna troll. If you're gonna troll, do it properly. Now you've revealed yourself. You've now revealed yourself.
Okay.
So now it's like, all right, keep going. Now I don't need to respond. Keep going.
Everyone, chill. Let me quickly just go back to
Man like a Rigi.
Because I don't think Sean went on to who should actually replace
Of
Santa.
course, Origi.
Sean, who should actually replace Santa Setien actually about Barcelona? Who do you think is available? What should Barcelona do?
Mm-hmm. It's a tough one. I think I've been seeing three regular names. Obviously, Poch being the leading one in the chat. But I'd be interested to see actually in the chat. Let's nominate three names and see if the chat which one
comes up most in the chat.
So if Poch is going to be one, sorry,
I'd put
Allegri. So if we had Poch, Allegri, and I think Bidikor, LB. Sorry, yeah, you said one that I really liked as well. What was your first name?
Guys, I'm leaving, right? So see you soon.
So, take care,
everybody.
Thanks for coming on, sharing your opinion. Appreciate it, BD Core. See you later.
Catch you later, buddy.
Okay.
Sorry.
Oh, wait, did he just leave?
Yeah, he's gone,
Okay,
yeah.
okay. I'll put my headphones back on now. Go ahead.
It's safe to listen.
Oh, sorry. Eric Abidal's been sacked too. He's the director of football, right? Something like that. He's been sacked too. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Forgive me.
Wow, no,
Yeah.
I think that's even bigger news.
That's huge, yeah.
Him being sacked. Okay,
Wow.
Wow.
LB, you sorry, buddy. You said one manager.
yeah, I'll be gone.
I said Allegri, Xavi, and Pep Guardiola.
Yeah, so Xavi, Allegri, and Poch. So I think they're the three main ones that came up. So I'd be interested to see out of them three what the chat would actually like to see happen at Barcelona. So like we've already straight away out of them three names, it's already quite mixed because you've got Poch and Xavi coming up as the first two. But let your voices be heard in the chat. I'd really like to know out of them three, which one you guys would pick as your personal favorite. Because like I say, I could just pick a name out, but it doesn't really mean much. Alan Pardew's not part of the three, so
Forgive me, I can't help it. I'm sorry.
But yeah, I'm also like I say, I'm a bit of a Barcelona advocate. I know that they haven't been at their best over the last few seasons. I'm not going to chime in on like the Messi and Ronaldo thing. All I will say is that either which way you look at it, whether it's Messi or Ronaldo, they have inspired an entire generation and many generations to come of young footballers to be at their absolute peak and best. And whoever is better or not, they are very, very closely matched, nonetheless. And obviously everyone's going to have their huge opinions on it, but let's not forget just who exactly they are. When I was growing up, I was so excited to turn on the TV to watch Barcelona and to watch Messi play. It wasn't even Barcelona, it was Messi to me. Him streaming from that right wing, taking on 6-7 players, just dancing through everyone to score goals. And he used to do it week in and week out. One of the most influential players in history of football, if not the most influential player in the history of football. His clips and as well as Ronaldo's, they are going to be played for years and years to come. It's inspired So many youngsters out there. So all of these things, they're very, very positive and good things. And I've only got good things to say about Messi and Ronaldo. Just top players. Such a sad sight to see no one really coming in behind them with the same kind of standard. So yeah, that's that. I'll just leave it there.
Yeah, no, fair enough. I think I'm quickly just going to the comments though, but we're gonna. I think just because this is breaking, because I think this probably goes on to the next, next topic. I thought we were going to be able to talk about predictions, stuff like that, but there's so much news coming out of Barcelona Football Club right now KSI is heading off. Gee, I'm leaving now. I need to plan stuff for Sunday. Yep, buddy, you take care of yourself, buddy. Thanks for coming on. What I think is important is basically this breaking news that Eric Abidal has basically been sacked. He's a sporting director of obviously FC Barcelona.
Yep.
And so basically, and I guess we'll round ourselves. We've been streaming for about almost an hour and a half now. And so we're going to have time to review or preview any of the games. But where does this leave Barcelona Football Club now? Because obviously we spoke a while about it. Let me just land for a second, because in a couple of podcasts, I think it was probably episode 31 or so, we talked about there was the initial confrontation between Eric Abidal and Messi, and him posting something regarding, it's their fault. Basically, essentially, it's the team's fault that Valverde got sacked, right? So it was a team's fault, and basically Messi said, "Listen, why are we throwing us on the bus?" Blah blah blah, and you could see there was a rift between obviously the Barca, well, specifically him, and Messi and the Barcelona team. He's now gone. Obviously, he's been in charge of recruitment, and you could argue, on the face of it, his recruitment hasn't been bad. Have the players that Barcelona have obviously recruited been bad? No, they've not been. So he's recruited. He's obviously got Griezmann. He got Vidal, who I think actually has been okay. He got Dembele. He got obviously So recruitment has been good under Eric Abidal, and yet he's now obviously taking the blunt. And I guess what I'm trying to say here, guys, is that two questions. I guess here. Okay, Setien is gone, and Eric Abidal, who's been the sporting director, who's been in charge of essentially recruitment for Barcelona, is gone. Will this actually make? But the Barcelona team is still there. Okay. Will this sacking, okay, of obviously Setien, but specifically of Eric Abidal, okay, be the spark? This is the first question. Will be the spark that Barcelona need, or need to basically revive themselves, rejuvenate, etc. Actually, no, scrap that question. Sorry. First question: is this actually his fault? Is this situation okay? Because this is the sporting director. He obviously is in charge of recruiting the manager and the players. Is this solely Eric Abidal's fault? So I want to go to Tom. Oh, LB. So I got ahead, guys. We'll catch you soon. Take care. Thanks, LB. Thank you so much for being on.
Cheers, LB.
Take care, guys.
Well, I know it's been going on for a while.
Take it easy, man.
It's just been breaking news. So thank you so much for coming on. Really appreciate it. I'll start with Tom. Is this Eric's fault? Does he deserve to be sacked?
Does he deserve to be sacked? Well, I'll put this question to you, G, and I just want a one-word answer, yes or no. Does he pick a team to play week in, week out? Does he pick the tactics, pick the play style, and pick everything on a match day? But he's the sporting director.
No,
yes
he doesn't.
No, he doesn't.
No.
That's the manager. That's the manager. The manager does that. The sporting director does the recruitment, like you said. They're the person who ultimately appoints a new manager, buys new players, is in charge of the whole scouting network, everything. Everything to do with incomings and outgoings off of the field, that is his job. Is it his fault? No. Like you said, he's recruited some good players. Dembele if it wasn't so injury prone, there's a player there. You know, exactly the same with other players that you've mentioned. There's players there, but the manager appointments have not been good enough. You put a manager like, I don't know, you put any manager in you put Pep there, or you put Klopp there, they'd get a tune out of Dembele. They get a tune out of,
Oh yeah,
if Klopp is
Barcelona side, they're not losing 8-2.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, they're getting but they're going to improve these players. Setien has not. Tell me a player that Setien has improved at Barcelona.
Yeah,
you can't tell me one. Tell me a player that Valverde improved.
Take care, Smiley Flame. Sorry, take care, buddy. Thanks for tuning in. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, but tell me a player that Valverde improved. You can't tell me one. No manager since Pep Guardiola left has improved any player at Barcelona for me. Any player.
Enrique, maybe.
Enrique, maybe one or two players.
Neymar, you know, what he was. But yeah, okay, I see.
He did develop them, but I mean, like, over the last, say, 2 managers that have been here, all I'm going to say is this. You've sacked the manager. You sacked your sporting director. So pretty much Barcelona, like PK said, they've hit rock bottom. So they've scratched everything to do with the club. And now it's the case they've got to go and, you know, we're in the transfer market right now. They're supposed to be buying players right now. They haven't even got a sporting director. They haven't got a manager. Who do they even know to go and buy? Because they might go and spend, like, for example, they might go and spend 100 million on Jadon Sancho. Who's to say the new manager that's coming in would want Jadon Sancho? There's no plan at the moment. Obviously, there's the manager, you know, they've made that decision. But to sack his sporting director, the sporting director has done nothing wrong. It's on the field decisions that have caused this. He can't do it. He's sat in the stand watching the game. He can't run on the field and tell Quique Setién, right, let's switch the tactics up. Let's go 4-4-2, or let's go this. Let's play a diamond passing channel. He can't do that because he's the sporting director. He's not a coach. But all I'm going to say is, first of all, now don't even go there about appointing a manager. Go and appoint a sporting director. They've got to appoint a sporting director now before they appoint a manager. You know. So they've got to appoint a sporting director. How long is that going to take? Probably a couple of weeks to find one. Then they're going to look for. Then that sporting director is going to have to look for a manager. That's another couple of weeks. And before you know it, there's only about a week left in the transfer window, and they're going to have to buy players like Chuffing Martin.
Not even. You're talking about the transfer window. When did the Liga start? This
is what I mean. It's right early.
Yeah.
Then I'll be very surprised if Barcelona sign a player, because they've got to appoint a sporting director now, a manager, and these things take time. You know, it's just like buying a player. Buying a player takes time. I
keep on interrupting you, Tom, but this is why I'd be concerned, because given the fact that, like I said, the Liga season, because obviously the pandemic situation is going to basically start, I think, early September. So it's not that long. It's about what, 2 weeks, essentially 2-3 weeks away. Okay.
Yeah.
As you said, you've got to hire a sporting director, and you've got to hire a coach in about 3 weeks, basically. A process that should normally take should be thought out, that should be discussed, is probably something that's going to be rushed. And my concern of Barcelona Football Club is that in order to basically maintain,
they've got to do what Bayern Munich did. Munich, a year and a half ago, were getting clapped by Liverpool in the Champions League at home. That should never happen. Not at home. Not at home in the Champions League. At home, you need to win. When you go away, yeah, you might be able to afford to lose because you've got that goal advantage. And like Kieran's just said, the other weekly air, you know, about them possibly being the next AC Milan. AC Milan couldn't transition back. They had the great players. The great players started moving on or retiring. They couldn't replace them. And exactly the same. When Messi, in a couple of years' time, is going to start thinking about retirement and stuff, when he retires, you've got to replace him. How do you replace him? How do you replace him? The manager tonight, Ousmane Dembele, would be an impact player tonight. Ansu Fati, impact player. Brought him in too late. Too late. The damage is already done. You might as well you could stick on, you know, somebody from, you know, the under-15s if you wanted. They might do it. They might actually put a shirt on and actually want to play for the football club. But no, like I say, G, you know, we've spoken about obviously people, you know, about sporting directors and stuff. Now Barcelona, do you know something? The only thing they need to top off at that football club is for the owners to sell the football club. That's it. They've not got a manager. They've not got a sporting director. So they haven't got like a CEO or a chairman or anything. The only thing that's left at that football club is the board and the owners. That's it. And the players on the football field. There you go. That's it. You know, so they've got to start from afresh, from everywhere. So it's a case of new sporting director, new manager, and new players. But these things are going to take time. We spoke about, say, Jadon Sancho. The deal needs to take time. This thing needs to take time.
Yeah,
the managerial appointment at a football club is the most important thing out of buying any player. You don't get the manager right, your football club doesn't work. Liverpool, prime example, appointed so many managers from like from 1990 till they appointed Jurgen Klopp. They didn't work, but when they appointed Jurgen Klopp, it was the right appointment. Barcelona need to find the right appointment, and if they don't find the right appointment, then we're going to be talking about the same situation where that manager's gone down the pan. It's not worked out for them, and then you slowly start to lose interest in the football club. Like people have lost interest in AC Milan. I don't think it'll go as far as that, but there's a huge problem at this football club, and it's not financially or anything like that. And when your football club is rotten from the top to the bottom, and you've got bad apples from the owners down to the players on the football field and the manager, you're going nowhere. I said it about Man United, going nowhere. Yeah, Barcelona, till they have the right structure in place to take their club forward, they're going nowhere.
Fair enough, Tom. I think that's a surmise. I'm just going to quickly read the two read them, and then I'll go to True Red. Just on your thoughts on, is this Eric Abidal's fault? I think Barca are too big a club to like AC Milan, but they need a major overall. Previously had a super round team with Messi being a linchpin, but he can't do himself. Well, they've spent 300 to 400 million pounds in just under 2 years for that overhaul, which is why we're talking about Eric Abidal, because basically we're saying, given that he's a sporting director, was this his fault? Thomas said Barca have some young talent they need to start bringing through. They've got an A squad at the moment who most of them are past it. Well, again, who is that? Whose fault is that? Is that Abidal or is that the manager? Because from what I can see,
the managers that they've had, because they've not got rid of the players.
I saw Ansu Fati on that bench. I saw Puig on that bench. I saw Dembele on that bench. 3 young players who could have potentially made a difference that were benched for Messi and Griezmann. So that is what it is. True Red. What are your thoughts?
Well, what was I going to say? Sorry. So since 2015, right? Yeah, you remember when Suarez bit Diego Godin in the World Cup, boys? You remember that?
We remember that.
So since then, Barca bought Suarez, they bought Ter Stegen, right? That summer. They've spent on 29 players since then. They've spent €1 billion. I cannot name any successes since Suarez and Ter Stegen. This pandemic at Barcelona, if you like, it starts from top to bottom. Setien, not good enough. Valverde, not good enough. Who was it before Valverde? I keep forgetting. Remind me, boys. Who was Luis Enrique, right? Okay. He's the only one. And to be fair, without the front three, Luis Enrique would probably be the Spanish Nigel Pearson. But like, if we I'm kidding, boys. Bants, I'm kidding. I'm sorry.
What does that make Setien then? The Spanish Tony Pulis?
Discount Tony Pulis if you like. So I think from top to bottom, there's no one specific person who's to blame per se, but Abidal has to be accountable because in Spain they have that sporting director system, right, where he'll buy players and he says to the manager, right, mate, here you go, do your thing. Whereas I think in England they get a bit more of a say. Like I can't imagine Jurgen Klopp being told, no, you can only have this player. I think he's the one that says, no, you give me this player, you know? So I think in Spain, there's a different way of doing it. So they're all at fault. But I do have another theory on this, boys.
Mhm.
Barcelona, for the last 10 years, Barcelona have been the Pep team's the best I've ever seen, right? But do you not think this was coming? Do you, like when Fergie left?
100%.
When Fergie left, look at Manchester United. Now I don't like Manchester United,
Didn't replace him. You
Yeah.
can't replace somebody that great. It's
So-
impossible.
so you need to. So every team, even Liverpool, no league title for 30 years. Every team goes through a cycle. You look at Arsenal's cycle right now, the most deluded fan base in the world, if I may add. But like if you, football's in cycles, so it's very sad to see the 8-2. You can blame Abidal, but I think some of it is just it's the end of an era. You know, this is gonna happen. So yeah. But anyway, that's my two thoughts.
Shawnee, what are your thoughts? So, and by the way, I've posted Shawnee's channel. Shawnee's obviously been a long-standing guy on this podcast. FUMIINSHO channel, guys. I posted the link in the description. Please head over to Shawnee's channel. The link is in the comment section, and it'll also be in the description as well. Please head over there and show this guy some much love and much support. Get him to 100 subscribers. Really, really appreciate it. So head over to FUMIINSHO's channel and support the guy. Really appreciate it. Shawnee, your thoughts on Eric Abidal getting sacked?
Yeah, first of all, thank you very much, old man G. It's always much appreciated. Eric Abidal, I don't know. At the end of the day, he did appoint the manager that got him into this mess in the first place. So I don't know. I don't think it was like a panic button, like sack the manager, sack the sporting director. I think it might have just been something that's already been in the pipeline. Like I think that they have probably already someone lined up. I can't see someone like Barcelona just like willy-nilly sacking managers and sacking sporting directors without having a plan of any kind. So like I would imagine that there would be something in the pipeline that they have already planned to or at least something set in motion now that then is gonna take place in the coming weeks. So like a new sporting director, they've probably already been in talks with. A new manager, they've probably already been in talks with behind the scenes, because they're quite aware that a season is starting fairly quickly. So probably after this result, they wanted to do everything fast. They'd sacked 2 people, in the same night to already set in motion what they have planned for Barcelona's future. So I think that's the first thing I would say. It's true. The sporting director doesn't really have an impact on what happens on the pitch, but I don't think anyone was ever happy with this particular manager. Eric was responsible for that, and he was probably responsible for all the managers leading up to this point. And everyone can see that there's work needed at Barcelona. So I don't think it was just willy-nilly. I think they do know what they're doing. They probably have already been in talks with people to replace these guys, and we'll find that out in the next couple of weeks.
Fair enough, Shawnee. Fair enough. And just also shout out to TRUEREDTV, who's obviously just gone on his debut as well. He's obviously got a channel as well. Liverpool fan. We've got a lot of Liverpool fans on this stream. So fair enough.
Well, we've come out the woodwork after 30
keep
years.
you guys in check. That's what we need to do.
Well, you guys have come out now that you've started to become more relevant.
Of course, bro. Bro, we've been hiding for 30 years. You think we were going to hide forever? Come on.
Let's see what happens next season, bro. Let's see. But head over. I post a link in the description, but also in the comments, guys. For those who are watching, please head over to their channels, TRUEREDTV and Shawnee's channels. Please head over there and subscribe and show them your support. Much be appreciated. So before we round off, because we've been streaming we've been going for like almost 1 hour 14 now, and I appreciate for some people it's late. We'll probably review this maybe on Monday, but guys, last question, and for those who are still watching in the comments as well, who is winning this Champions League? Who is winning this Champions League? Tom, you start first. Who is winning this Champions League?
Oh, well, I think obviously the 3 big hitters, the PSG, Bayern, and Man City. they're who you would expect to at least get in the final. For me, Nagelsmann with Leipzig, how far he's taken them. He absolutely outclassed Simeone, and Simeone's been an amazing manager at his time at Atletico Madrid. And he got absolutely, tactically, played off the park. I think Nagelsmann is going to take RB Leipzig all the way to the final, for me. I think it's going to be an all-German final. Bayern versus Leipzig, for me. But if you don't choose Bayern as the favourite for this, either Bayern or probably Man City, that's the only other team I would probably bargain with. But for me, Bayern, man, they're blowing teams away. 7-1 an aggregate and 8-2 in a one-off match. How can you go against them at the moment? They're just, and I think we haven't actually spoken about it. Fleck at Bayern, what he's actually done in such a short amount of time is phenomenal. We speak about obviously Quique Setién getting sacked and everything. We've not really spoken about Bayern much. What he's done in such a short amount of time, he's completely changed the football club. Completely. They're whacking teams like world stars like Barcelona 8-2. Chelsea are an established football club in the world. 7-1 over 2 legs, over aggregate. Absolutely smashing Tottenham, who got to the Champions League final last season. And I just, mate, this Bayern Munich team, I'm telling you, I think they, if they keep with the manager, they keep obviously buying younger players such as Sane and Gnabry and stuff, keep going with that youth policy, should we say. I can see this team dominating the European division like teams like Real Madrid did for like that 3-year period where they won 3 Champions Leagues on the bounce. I can see that with Bayern Munich because there's a plan. Everybody is on board with the manager. The club supports the manager. It's just such a love net group at Bayern Munich. And Bayern Munich is ran the right way. And that's why clubs like Barcelona need to mould into that. This is Bayern Munich are the modern day European club. That is how you run a European giant right now.
Liverpool.
Atletico.
I like that. I like that.
Marcus
That was
Llorente.
quick. That was sharp. That was sharp. My guy. What a G. I love that.
Okay, so round off, Tom.
Bayern Munich for me, man. Bayern Munich. I don't need any question. Bayern Munich and Leipzig final. Bayern Munich.
Okay. True red. Who is going to win the Champions League?
So look, when they announced everything after COVID, ironically, I thought Atletico would do it because I thought they're tailor-made for the one-game knockout format. But then I forgot they have Morata in their team. Now, if you and it does. So honestly, I've been thinking after yesterday's garbage, shambolic game, what could have been for Liverpool if it wasn't for Adrian? You know what I mean? But anyway, we move. So I honestly do not know. In a straight knockout tournament, any one of these teams can win it. For example, if you look at Lyon, Rudy Garcia as their manager, very high tempo team. He plays in a very high tempo style. If they were to beat Man City, I would not be surprised. You see what I mean? Like, I think any one of these teams can win it. Bayern for sure are the favorites, for sure. But to the point previously, I don't know if they can dominate because I think the center of their defense is very soft, if you ask me. But, they can improve on that. Bayern have always had a good transfer policy. So my money, I wouldn't put my money on Bayern because football has taught me that nothing is ever what it seems. You know what I mean? I don't think any one of you guys saw Bruno Fernandez's impact. I didn't see it. I don't think Jordan Henderson would ever get any Player of the Year. Like, you never know what happens in football. So I'd put my money on PSG. Even though Van Bernat garbage, Tilo Kerr not good enough. I'm just saying, like I don't think that Bayern are the outstanding team, but like I've seen so much in football that when Dejan Lovren said he was the best defender in the world. I mean, anything's possible. You know what I mean?
Do you think Man City or Lyon could pull an upset then? Because Bayern are the favourites.
As in, could either one of them win it?
No, could they beat Bayern? Because they'll meet Bayern. The winner
Of course,
that.
yeah, 100% they can. Who would have thought, bro? Who would have thought bloody them spuds from London would get to a Champions League final? You know what I mean? Like,
Very true.
so I'm saying anything is possible, and nothing would surprise me. So, I would back PSG simply because, okay, I'm not gonna lie, I have no reasoning why, but I'm just gonna say it because nobody else did. But because I'm saying anything's possible, so yeah. Also, I do think though, if Liverpool win it, I think we would be the favourites. I think you guys can agree.
I said after this, and sorry we don't have enough time to review the Atletico Madrid RP Leipzig game. So I might. When is the round of games over? So Man City playing. We might possibly maybe like do another one of these streams like late tomorrow or possibly Monday, just to kind of have some time to actually review the Champions League and Champions League games and the Europa League games, and then preview the ones coming up. So we probably might do that, but I'm still undecided. But if I'm honest, like after watching Atletico Madrid, I just don't really get how Liverpool didn't get past Atletico.
Yeah. But like I said, it's just one of those where it happens. Like
It was also pre-COVID.
It was yeah, that's true, and you could argue should it have even happened, you know? So, but you know, maybe on a one-off game would have been different. So, but yeah. It's strange. It's strange. Shawnee, your predictions on who is going to win the Champions League?
Yep. So like two teams, like Liverpool for me didn't come out of the COVID situation quite like Bayern Munich and one other team that I'm going to mention, which is Man City. I'm fairly sure that Man City haven't lost since COVID. So like I think they just came out.
They lost to
Southampton. Yeah.
Yeah,
but your point still stands. I get what you're saying though.
Yeah. It was right. In terms of like having that energy, I think Bayern Munich right now have the best stride in the world. Like I don't think any other team is quite at their level. And that includes Liverpool. Once again, this is post COVID, so this is after the COVID 3 months out on the sidelines. Bayern Munich have just come back and shown fantastic form. Because don't forget the podcast leading up to when everything stopped. We were talking about why is Bayern Munich in the position that they're in. They were like hovering around fifth at one stage, and we were like saying, what's happened to Bayern Munich is Bayern Munich, and then COVID happened, and they came back, and then as soon as that break was over, they were smashing it. They won the derby, not the derby, but they won against Dortmund. They won everyone that they faced. It was just bowling pins. They were just a wrecking ball. And it just showed again tonight with Barcelona, a real dangerous force. Same as Man City. Man City have just shown fabulous form since coming post COVID. I think they would have liked the COVID to have happened a little earlier in the season. I think Man City, like if they came out swinging like they did post COVID at the beginning of the season, they'd be a little bit close to where Liverpool is, but taking nothing away from Liverpool and obviously nothing away from the teams that we're talking about. But for me, Man City, I would pick Munich as my number one. I think, like I say, I don't know if anybody else is at their standard right now. It just everyone seems to have a togetherness, and I just feel that that Munich will be the ones to continue to show that they're just an absolute flame to be, and just the confidence and almost the arrogance that was shown by them, not just in the game against Barcelona, but also just in the Bundesliga in general over the past over the past few games. It's just been outstanding. So Munich for me.
Fair enough. Yep. So we're going to round up. Obviously, as people, yeah.
I'll put the question to you. Who do you think?
Oh, who do I think? Yeah. So Bayern Munich for me, and I've said this probably even since before the obviously pandemic when they came back. I said that I really rate Hansi Flick. I think people don't realize where Bayern Munich were before he came, and how he's turned it around, how he's revived the careers of Boateng and Thomas Müller. Sports gossip says Edward should appeal to James for United back in Europa next season, even if Barca team will rip us apart. Sport gossip, I disagree. I don't think this Barcelona team would rip Manchester United apart, but I agree that Edward Wood needs to be under review. In fact, I think from next season we're going to be having certain buildings that are going to be constructed as HH would do for great players and players that need to basically need to have a long look at themselves. So Griezmann costs more than that entire Bayern team. That is also very true. I don't know how much did Alphonso Davies cost really?
That's actually a true fact as well.
How much did Antoine Griezmann cost more than the entire Bayern Munich side?
Yeah, the players that they bought. Yeah.
I mean, it's
no. I don't think that's entirely true. But I think the point he's trying to make is how much the Barca's bad policy. But I'm pretty sure that's not true. But I get his point. Sorry.
But yeah, just rounding off, like I said, I think after this Bayern game, I think the only thing looking at Bayern today for me that would probably make the likes of Neymar and Mbappe lick their lips is the fact that Bayern were playing quite a high line.
Very high.
Quite a high line. And I think that if they do that against PSG, Mbappe would expose them brutally. Like if Mbappe is playing, if there's a PSG Bayern final, Mbappe is playing, if they play a high line against PSG, he will expose them badly, as will Neymar. So that's the one thing I think that Hans Flick needs to look at, because Boateng is not gonna do anything against Mbappe or Neymar. He's just not. You know, they can phase out Messi. Suarez is not relevant right in 2020, but Mbappe and Neymar, that's different. That is different. You know, so I don't think Man City necessarily have the strike force to deal with Barcelona. So I think that Bayern should still be able to get through Man City, but if he doesn't learn about that high line, then they might get into problems. But I still think Bayern for me is the front runner right now. Ilya says Barca board is like a joke, and Sports clarifies Griezmann costs more than Bayern starting 11. Let's fact check this up, because to be honest, I wouldn't be completely surprised, because Müller probably cost them nothing. How much did Lewandowski cost?
I think Lewandowski cost them like 30 million or something ages ago from
No,
Dortmund.
like Neuer came through them, so Neuer didn't cost them anything.
Thiago is 22 million.
So it was 22 million. You know, I say Boateng, who's been there, wouldn't have cost more than 30 million.
Something like that.
Alphonso Davies came from like the MLS, so he certainly didn't cost probably like 10, 15 million. Kimmich came through. So to be honest,
Coutinho's
on
a loan.
I know. I'm just desperate.
Yeah, to be honest, I think this is a fact. I think this is close to being a fact. To be honest, I really, really do think this is close to being, and I think that again just shows the situation. And I know you've seen this tweet, guys. And this, I'm not against Messi. I'm not, but I do want to round out here, because obviously we've been going for almost 2 hours now. But all I can say by this sort of this shared image is that it's getting worse. The last 5 years, it's getting worse. You can see it. Atletico Madrid 2-0 and Juve 3-0. Okay, fair enough. But Roma 3-0, Liverpool 4-0, and now 8-2 to Bayern. It's getting worse. And in summary, guys, Barcelona Football Club need to take a hard hard look on themselves with themselves. The team, the coach, the board, everybody.
What coach?
Whatever coach it is. Wait, 1 second. JD, can you hear me? You literally just come in just as I'm about to round off.
It's okay, bro. I'm just here listening to you guys.
Give me. Could you just give your your 2 cents? Your 2 cents.
Bro, I just did almost a 2 hours stream. I'm stressed, you know. Barcelona is embarrassing, and I think that's the structure from the start of the game was pretty much embarrassing because we knew coming into this game Barcelona didn't have any legs. So, and the one strength you have from Bayern Munich was the fact that they are energetic for 90 minutes. So what you had to do was try to set as narrow as possible and sit back and try and absorb some of the pressure and then counter-attack. And these guys went out trying to believe that they were the Barcelona of 2008. That they can go toe-to-toe with Bayern Munich, and they got slapped, properly slapped, you know? So it's pretty embarrassing. But that's all I have to say, because that's the only thing we can actually say about it, you know? Changes will be needed very soon. It's just the fact if Messi will be changing with the changes. Because it's a broader network, but I think that's for our next phase of the process, to be fair, because if you're going to say you're going to rebuild, you have to either rebuild with Messi, and that will be intertwined with the coach you're going to hire next. You understand me? Because you have coaches, then system, and then the players rank under that. You understand me? So that's where I would stop it, and I think I will continue on the next time because it's too deep for tonight. We have to just mourn a lot for the disaster that happened to the Catalans, you know? Yeah, but I'm here, bro. I'm here.
Let me just wanting a 2 foot just quick on JD on your thoughts on Setien being sacked and who should replace him, and then also Abidal being sacked and should he have been sacked? What are your thoughts there?
I think we have to always start here and said it's always easier to sack the coaches than the players because you have so much players and you have so much to offload. So we have to always say that first. But genuinely, I think he should be sacked because it's a look. I came on BB Core's channel and told them that if they approach it like how we know at Barcelona, they are going to get a scoreline like Brazil vs Germany. And look what happened 2 days later. Because this guy is so dumb. You can't go with that approach because you don't have the players to match the style you want to play. Just go what you know will work for today. And that's why I think he should go. And you have to just give it up, bro. You can't hide behind anything. He needs to go, and you need to get someone else which the people of the Catalans will trust. And I would say go with Xavi. Even though he doesn't have any experience, he will get new players, the youth or the new core you're trying to build. He would be respected in that. And that's how you're going to get the Barcelona of old. You have to get respect back into the club. Because I don't think all of those managers were respected. That's why the players ain't playing for them. You understand? Because they knew that they were going to get slapped up, you know. Look at Messi face and look at Suarez face. They were kind of pissed with the manager because they knew that the system can't work against this team. You get me?
Fair enough, fair enough.
Yeah, but that's what I have to say about it, you know?
Fair enough, buddy. I'm just going to quickly, man, almost 2 hours. Sorry. What do you think of Martin Odegaard for United? Says Gideon. I would take him on loan. The squad depth, I for squad depth, I would certainly take him on loan. No shadow of doubt about it. I think paying for him might be a bit of a risk, but I would certainly take him out on loan. Sport gossip now into the open night when Bayern was going to part. I think that's in relation to Barcelona as well. And then lastly, my point: smart investment. Yes, Bayern Munich was smart of their investments, as are most German clubs. Quite frankly, I would argue German clubs are probably the best when it comes to actually making financial investments. They got Jadon Sancho. Dortmund got Jadon Sancho for basically nothing.
Ousmane Dembele.
You know, Ousmane Dembele for basically nothing. Made 120 million on Ousmane Dembele, and are probably going to make the same on Jadon Sancho. balling, absolutely balling. So lastly, JD, Eric Abidal, it's just been breaking news. Sorry. So I've got two questions: who wins the Champions League? But Eric Abidal has been sacked as well. He's been sporting director. Do you think that this is his fault? And then after that, tell me who your favorite is to win the Champions League.
Let me start with the favorites to win the Champions League, because the first thing people don't realize in this time, it's 2020. It's a weird year. You understand? Things happen. I don't believe that this performance was a complete performance from Bayern Munich, because their backline, except Kimmich, were pretty bad. Kimmich was the standout player on the entire pitch, right with Muller. You understand me? So even though it was a super B performance attacking wise, their backline weren't good today, because Alaba had a very bad game. Boateng, he had a very bad game just the same. You get me? So them coming up against a team that has energy, like maybe Man City, I think it's going to be a difference. I don't say Man City will beat them, but Man City have at least a 38 to 40% chance of winning that game. Barcelona didn't have a 30% chance today, bro. We knew that coming into this one. So I think with the matchup, I'm not going to give them I'm going to give them as favorites, but I'm not going to give them already the trophy. I think it's way more to go, because I don't believe that PSG will pass Leipzig. I just honestly believe that Leipzig will defeat them. Yes, I believe so. And I'm coming on your show and say it. So I want people to mark it down. I said I think Leipzig will defeat PSG, because the performance from with Atalanta, which I knew that they weren't going to perform well against Atalanta, I am going to apply the same strategies against in that same match to this matchup. And I think because Leipzig defense line push up to join the attack, it's going to stifle PSG more than what people giving them credit for. And I think they're going to really do PSG the business. Keep in mind, this team, Leipzig, match up against Bayern Munich, and Bayern Munich couldn't do anything against them, Do you realize that?
I don't think PSG played bad against Atalanta at all. I thought PSG played pretty well.
Okay.
Especially when Mbappe came on. Especially when Mbappe came on.
If it wasn't for Neymar, there'd have been 4-1 up at halftime. It was just a few inches here or there.
No, you can't say if it weren't for Neymar, it would have been 4-1 up, because Neymar got the chances. So it can't be that way. Keep in mind, the first chance. Keep in mind, because remember, I do detail videos on this thing, true reds are. Yeah.
I'm listening, bro. Go ahead. Yeah.
Remember, the first chance for Neymar was straight off an Atalanta easy finish. People keep on overlooking that. If Atalanta scored, PSG wouldn't got that chance in the first place.
Yeah, but then you're asking for a specific chance in a specific way in a specific moment.
No, because people talking about the specific miss.
Okay, Neymar missed 4 clear chances in the first half. If you have three clear chances, if you have 3 clear chances in the first half, if purely from a stats point of view, you've had a pretty good first half.
But you're not looking at the other teams.
In the Champions League, that'll be good.
Atalanta had 3 clear chances just the same in the first half. Maybe you're not looking at the stats as well. But I was watching the game.
What I would say, just interject you guys, is that like at the end of the day, like I think everyone can agree that when Neymar and Mbappe are on that field together, and it obviously looks
made a difference
on the field. That makes a huge difference, and that is obviously the side that I most likely or not that this Bayern Munich team is going to face. So like, and Neymar had a very, very good game against Atalanta. I think that what I would say though is that if you are right and Leipzig do actually somehow beat PSG, then to be honest, I would actually say Leipzig are the favorites, because interesting stat. Bayern Munich were not able to beat Leipzig this season.
Yes. That's what I said before.
And Nagelsmann, I think has their number. The fact and this is the thing, guys. If I still don't think it's going to happen. But if somehow Leipzig were able to win the CL, given the fact they sold their best playing team away to Chelsea,
the club's only been in existence for like 11 years.
2009. Yeah, 2009.
Will that not be possibly the greatest like almost equivalent to arguably a Leicester Premier League situation?
100%. That would have surpassed Leicester
history. It must be. It surely must be. That team. And Nagelsmann is only 33 as well.
Yeah, exactly. This is what I mean. Some of the players are even older than him. Like, who play on a football field, like Messi and that. They're jumping older than him. Ronaldo, older than him.
It's crazy. Like I said, I still think he'll beat El Basma. I think getting to a semi-final in of itself is great enough. But if he manages to win this thing, you know, I think you're certainly thinking about now a manager like who's basically, well, we're talking about managers. Just think if he wins the CL, imagine Barcelona going, hey, we need a manager.
That's a great shout.
It's 700 release clause.
No, but that's still
no. But look at it. If you do that, if you go and get Nagelsmann to Barcelona, you know what you're gonna do? He's gonna raid Leipzig and raid Ajax. You understand me? Because that's what I think they're gonna. No, but that's you're gonna destroy True Club. You're gonna destroy a next team. You understand me? I fear they build good team.
We don't. I mean, Liverpool bought Wijnaldum. We didn't destroy Newcastle. They did it themselves. Like,
no, but
that's
come
just
on.
the cycle of football, isn't it? Like Donny van der Beek deserves to play for a much bigger Manchester United, bro. You guys should go in for him.
True Club. Don't diss my club, Ajax. You know.
No, Ajax, bro. Ajax 95. Finidi George. I remember the days, bro. I remember. But I'm saying like. At the end of the day, as big as Ajax are, playing even Arsenal are a bigger club these days. Come on, bro.
I want my players to stay at my club.
I think the thing though at the moment is with Nagelsmann though is we've got to think with his age and everything, and he's only actually been a coach for like 5 years or something. But not a lot of managers in world football can have a team play 3 different formations and can switch mid-game into a different formation. Exactly. Not a lot of managers can do that, and the players have to listen to the manager. And it's quite clear that they're listening to him. Otherwise, how would they absolutely outclass such a Simeone, who's been an amazing manager over the last couple of years? Mourinho, another one. Mourinho's won Champions League, won all these major trophies. Schooled. Didn't even score a goal against Nagelsmann's team. You know, and this is what I mean. I think Leipzig are the surprise package, should we say? I would bank money. I would bet some money on them.
Thank you very much.
Maybe not a lot of money, but I would have a slight bet on them.
Nah,
a quid or something.
Mate,
100 to 1 or something.
I wouldn't even bet rupees on them, let alone bloody.
Oh my god.
Maybe a subject for another time.
I use Monopoly money. Like, come on.
The thing about guys, is that, like, why I think Barcelona should go from war. To be honest, anyway, even as a United fan, I wouldn't mind Nagelsmann. No disrespect to Oli, So is Nagelsmann
2.0?
He improves players. Players.
Club 2.0.
Yeah, he improves players. So you saw him at Hoffenheim. Obviously, you saw him here. Like, yes, like I said, he's not perfect, but with the players he gets, he improves them. He doesn't need so it's like if you then give him, if a Nagelsmann had like a Greenwood, if a Nagelsmann had an Ansu Fati, I've got no doubt in my mind that Nagelsmann would improve those types of players. He'd improve them.
He doesn't need a lot of money either. You've got to think, he's gone to Leipzig. Has he really spent that much money on that team? No, because he had the players there.
He's lost his best player. He's lost his best player.
And they've still beaten Atletico Madrid.
I think that it's
Upamecano.
Subject for another podcast.
Yeah, it is. Let's wrap this up, guys, because 2 hours gone. It's been a lot to go. We will retract some of these topics. But thanks everyone for watching. Thanks so much for everyone tuning in. Thank you so much for Shawnee, for Tom, for True Red, for JD. for LB, sorry, for KSI, BDCO, and everyone else who got involved, as well as everyone else in the comments. Shout out to you guys. Really, really appreciate your ongoing support. It's been a long stream, but I think everyone has basically got everything off their chest, which is good. Remember to like the video, and subscribe to Red Devil Studio. From next season onwards, I'm hoping that everyone will go full camera, so we'll get everyone on face cam and everything, so you can feel more personally involved and engaged in the streams. So we can really sort of take that on. So this was just a trial for this year, but I think now that everyone knows everybody now, I think we'll start that from as soon as the next season begins. We have got a lot of things planned as well, but it's late, guys. Everyone take care.
Old Man G, I'm sorry, before you go, for me and for the chat, firstly, thank you for having me on. Could you tell us what your schedule actually is? Like, do you have a set one, or is it dependent on your
right now it's dependent on work, just because I'm doing phone call out, but from September I'll probably have a bit more of a set schedule, because I'm moving back to Newcastle, so a bit more rigid. But usually what tends to happen is that Mondays is this podcast, this Red Devil Live podcast. We talk about European football, Premier League, all the rest, and it's usually Mondays at 9 o'clock. But because certain matches have been on around that time, United have played, Champions League is on, etc., we haven't been able to actually fix it then. But the normal circumstances, our European football podcast would be Mondays at 9 o'clock. But it might be that we might have to do these Fridays at this time, just to sort things out, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no problem, mate. No problem. Thank you.
I messaged you on Twitch, buddy. I messaged you on Twitter. Sorry.
Yeah, no
Cool.
worries. Yeah.
Take care, everyone. Ilya United. Yes. Cheers, everyone, and stay safe. Yes. Please do, everyone.
Yeah.